What are indigenous medicinal sciences? Indigenous medicinal sciences are the traditional systems of India are Ayurveda, Siddha, Homeo, Unani, Tib, naturopathy, and other systems of conventional knowledge of medicine are considered to be indigenous indigenous medicinal science. Indigenous medicinal science means the science which are originated and which are belongings to India or our own country are considered to be indigenous medicinal science. In your syllabus, you have to study in your syllabus you have to study about three systems about 3 systems. Those are Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani. Homeopathy is not in your syllabus, so you have to study these systems of medicines. So from this unit, these 3 systems of medicines, you have to attempt one 10 marks question mandatory. While the 10 marks question is mandatory from the same unit, they may ask one 10 marks question from either Ayurveda and Siddha, or either Ayurveda and Unani, or Siddha from and Unani and Ayurveda, so on. There are 3 systems of medicine were included in the 4th unit. You will be asked for, you have to write, attempt one 10 marks question out of 2 with internal choice. This is common in all model papers. So you have to learn both three systems of medicine. When you studied 3 systems of medicines, you can write easily any one of the system of medicine. Any one of the system of medicine. Again, the system of medicines consists of each system of medicine consists of its history, scope, origin, their diagnose, symptoms, and treatment. Symptoms, diagnose, and treatment. So, this is the pattern of study of any system of medicine. Any system of medicine. If you take Ayurveda, you have to study the history, origin, and scope of the Ayurveda. Next, main principles of Ayurveda. Principles of Ayurveda. Again, you have to study the diagnosis, how they diagnose, the diagnosis system of Ayurveda, and finally, treatment of Ayurveda, how they treat the patient for a particular disease with the treatment. So, these are the important steps we want to study in each system of medicine. Just now, we go for Ayurveda. We are going go for Ayurveda. Okay. Are you able to hear me? Okay. One of you have left. Who is that candidate? Muchi Anil Kumar Murali. Just uh, huh? Sai. Sai, why Sai left? He has joined first actually in meeting. But why he has left? Ah, Ayurveda. Then you can put as Ayurveda. 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 So this Ayurveda word is belongs to Sanskrit. Actually, this word is taken from Sanskrit. So this word is a combination of two words, that is Ayur plus Veda. Ayur plus Veda. What is Ayur according to Sanskrit? Ayur. Ayur means life. Life. Veda means science. So the science which deals about our life, life system, or pattern of life, lifestyles, all are included in Ayurveda. Actually, Ayurveda don't treat anything. It gives some suggestions, and it gives some probable indications how to lead our better life. How to lead a better life. So the Ayurveda provides all the necessary goods of leading the life in better way. Leading the life in better way. That is Ayurveda. Ayurveda is nothing but the branch of science which useful to improve the life, which is useful to improve the life, and which is useful to improve the quality of life, which enhance the lifestyles. So this is Ayurveda. So this term, Ayurveda term, is belongs to Sanskrit. Ayurveda. Actually, Charaka Maharshi, Charaka Maharshi has defined this Ayurveda as, so meaning of Ayurveda is the science which gives better lifestyles, sir, which improve the life, which improves the life. That is Ayurveda. That is the meaning. When we come to the definition was given by Charaka, Charaka Maharshi, Charakudu, who is the author of Charaka Samhiti. So Charaka defined this Ayurveda as the happiness. You can write it as happiness, the troubles which are encountered in the life, and the benefits which we got from the troubles in life is nothing but Ayurveda. Are you able to catch my point, or are you able to understand? The branch of science which gives happiness in life, which gives happiness in life, which gives troubles in life, and also the benefits what we enjoy from both happiness and both troubles. So this is all comes under Ayurveda. This is the definition of Ayurveda that was given by Charaka, Charaka, Charaka. And according to Indian mythology, there is an Indian mythology. So this is the Ayurveda is transmitted. You know, this Ayurveda is what I told you. It is a traditional knowledge. It is documented traditional knowledge. While we studying the traditional knowledge, I have gave a good example for documented traditional knowledge. So the Ayurveda is said to be a good example for documented traditional knowledge. As this traditional knowledge is transmitted through Brahma, according to Indian myths, Indian mythology. Indian mythology says, or Indian mythology reveals that this the knowledge of Ayurveda, Ayurveda, Ayurveda was transmitted to Daksha Prajapati, Daksha Prajapati from the creator of entire universe, Brahma. Who is the creator of entire universe? Brahma. Brahma Deva is considered as the creator of entire this universe. So this Brahmadeva transmitted this traditional knowledge to Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Prajapati. Again, this Daksha Prajapati, all the treasure of knowledge, this is the treasure of knowledge, Nidhi antam. This treasure of knowledge, Daksha Prajapati has transmitted to twins. Twins. Who are those twins? These two twins are known as Aswani Kumarulu. Aswani Kumarulu. Aswani Kumarulu. So these Aswani Kumaras are doctors of angels. Doctors of angels. Deva Vaidjulu. Who are the doctors of angels? Aswani Kumar. These Aswani Kumars are twins. They are two. They are two. Moreover, they are twins. So the twins Aswini Kumara were got this treasure of knowledge from Daksha Prajapati. Brahma gave this knowledge to Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Prajapati again gave this knowledge, transmitted this knowledge to twins of Aswini Kumara. Again, these Aswini Kumaras gave this knowledge to Devendra. Devendra, you know, he is the king of angels. He is the king of angels. Devendra. Again, this Devendra has transmitted and gave this treasure of knowledge to two Maharshis. Two Maharshis. Who are these two Maharshis? One is Bharadwaja and the second one is Dhanvantari. Bharadwaja, Dhanvantari. Bharadwaja and Dhanvantari as got this treasure of knowledge from Devendra or Indra. Devendrudanna, Indrudanna Vakade. Devendra or Indra. Again, this Bharadwaja gave this knowledge to Atreya Mahamuni, Atreya, and Dhanvantari gave this knowledge to Susruta. Susruta is also one of the prominent Maharshis. So this is the succession of transmission or hierarchy of the transmission of this treasure of traditional knowledge of Ayurveda. So the starting point of this treasure of knowledge is Brahma, who is the creator of entire this universe. Brahma, again you can see, again you can verify this one order of or series of the transmission of this traditional knowledge. You can write it as, you can put arrow marks. Brahma gives rise, arrow, it was transmitted through Daksha Prajapati. Again, Daksha Prajapati transmitted this knowledge to twins, that is Aswini Kumara. And again, Aswini Kumaras gave this knowledge to Devendra. Devendra gave to this knowledge to two prominent Maharshis. One is Bharadwaja and the second one is Dhanvantari. Bharadwaja again gave this knowledge to Atreya and Dhanvantari gave this knowledge again to Susruta. So where this knowledge is there, this knowledge is with Susruta and Atreya Mahamani finally. But the Dhanvantari is considered to be a doctor of angels, doctor of devas, and also the father of Ayurveda. Dhanvantari is considered as father of Ayurveda as well as డాక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఏంజల్స్. దేవతల యొక్క డాక్టర్ ఎవడు, దేవతల యొక్క వైద్యుడు, దేవ వైద్యుడు ఎవరు అంటే ధన్వంతరి అంటారు. ఆయుర్వేదానికి మూలము ఎవరంటే ధన్వంతరి అంటారు. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ధన్వంతరి హ్యాస్ మేక్ మోర్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ అండ్ దెన్ he has transmitted to next generation. ధన్వంతరి దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసరికి ఈ యొక్క అపారమైనటువంటి ఆయుర్వేద పరిజ్ఞానం విస్తృతమైంది అక్కడ. సో దిస్ నాలెడ్జ్ వాస్ బ్రాడెన్ and then it was transmitted to next succession of next succession of rishis or maharshis. So this is the origin of ayurveda. And ayurveda, what are the roots of ayurveda? Where you find the roots of ayurveda? You will find the roots of ayurveda in Rigveda and Atharvana Veda. So the roots and the fossils of knowledge of ayurveda you can see in both Rigveda and Atharvana Veda, also in Upanishads. Actually, Charaka Maharshi belongs to the period of Upanishad. So by the time of Upanishads, which are the Upanishads are propagated in India in wide manner, he wrote one book as Charaka Samhita. So Charaka Samhita was published during the period of Upanishads as a part of Upanishads. So Upanishads and these Vedas are the main pillars for the culture and civilization of India. So the Vedas, most of the traditional knowledge was brought from Upanishads and Vedas. The most of the traditional knowledge of India has been brought up from Vedas as well as Upanishads. So the Vedas and Upanishads are considered to be the pillar poles of the Indian civilization or Indian culture and civilization. So the Charaka Samhita, you can see the roots of this Ayurveda both in Vedas such as Rigveda and Ayurveda, as well as in the period of Upanishads. In the period of Upanishads, the Charaka Samhita has been published by Charaka, and you can see some of the roots of Ayurveda, in the Buddha period also, in the time of Buddha, during the period of Buddha also you can see. Why? Because during the period of Buddha, in Buddha period, there are two universities have been established in India. These are the foremost and first universities that were established in India. Those two are got very much popularized in the universe. So these two universities are uh, in Varanasi or Kashi in the east. Now that university is considered as Benares Hindu University. This is at the east, and also in the west, Takshashila in the west, that is in Madhya Pradesh. So you can see these are the two foremost universities that were established during the period of Buddhist or Buddha. So these two universities have popularized with the knowledge of Ayurveda. That means the knowledge of Ayurveda was propagated by these two universities. What are these two universities? Benares Hindu University or Kashi University at east, and also the University of Takshashila in the west. So these two universities were popularized the knowledge of this Ayurveda. Also, you can see some books which are published during those period about this Ayurveda or Bhala Samhiti. You have to write those names of books. Bhala Samhiti, Bhela Samhiti, Bhala Samhiti, Navanitika, Ashtanga Sangrahamu, Ashtanga Sangrahamu, Ashtanga Hrodaya Samhiti, another one, Ashtanga Hrodaya Samhiti, Madhava Vidhanamu, The next one is Madhava Vidhanamu, and the other one is Bhava Prakasika. Bhava Prakasika. These are the books which were published, which are related to Ayurveda. These are all books which are related to Ayurveda, were published during the period of Buddhist, during the period of Buddhist through the universities of Kasi, that is Banaras Hindu University, and the second one is Takshashala University at the west. And these are the most popularized books and roots of Ayurveda, roots of Ayurveda in India. At present also, you can see these books, you can study these books. These books are all available in prominent libraries if you want to study. Charaka Samhiti is there in our department also. You can, if you are interested, you can study and you can go any popularized library and you can have there. And the next one, Ayurveda, the all these books are said to be roots and treasures of Ayurveda, and the most important publications on Ayurveda is Brahat Tray, Brahat Tray, and the second one is Laghu Tray. This Bohat Tray, Laghu Tray, Tray, Tray. So you see, Brahat, Brithat, Brithat. What is meant by Brahat? Brahat Karikram antam. Brahat Trai, Lahu Thai. Brahat means mega, a big, and Laghu means small. Laghu means small. These are the two prominent thais, thais, which are the results of results of uh, results of publications by publications by those granthas, those granthas what we have written now. What are those granthas? What are those granthas? For example, I have told you from Bala Samhiti, Navanitika, Ashtanga Sangrahamu, Ashtanga Hridaya Samhiti, Madhava Vidhanam, Bhava Prakashika, these are all. But these are all with the help of these two kinds of publications, that is Brahatatayi and Laghutayi. With the help of these publications, the Ayurveda have been popularized during the end of 19th century and starting of 20th century. End of 19th century and starting of 20th century. These two centuries, 19th and 20th centuries, are said to be the golden period of Ayurveda. The golden period of Ayurveda. So, what is the golden period of Ayurveda? The end part of 19th century and the starting part of 20th century are said to be a golden era of Ayurveda. And you can see hmm, some of the publications, some of the publications that are associated with Brahat Trai and and Laghutai. Laghutai. So under Bohatai, what I have said now, most of the granthas, and some of the granthas are also under Laghutai. You can give, you can draw a small table. You can draw a small table. The first column, type of publication, type of publication, and the next one, name of the book, name of the book. Next one, author or name of the author, author or name of the author. Next one, content, 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 content. First, did you write this table? One of you, one of you can respond. What are the columns of the table? Uh, uh, yes. Now you write it in type of the publication. Brahat Tai. Brahat spelling ఏం చెప్పాను? BRIHAT. Trai. TRAYI. Brahat Trai. Understand? In Brahat Trai, in Brahat Trai, you go for second column. You go for second column. What is the second column there? Name of the book. Charaka Samhiti. Charaka Samhiti. Who is the author? Charaka. Professor Charaka. Acharya Charaka. Within the brackets, 1000 BC. 1000 BC. Content. You can write it in content. Systemic treatment. Systemic. SYSTEMIC. Systemic treatment, comma, kaya sikitsa, kaya sikitsa, within the brackets, body treatment. That's all. Two. Again you come to second one. Where second one? Second column. What is the second column? What is the second column? Yes, this name of the book you can write it as Susruta Samhita. Susruta Samhita. Susruta Samhita. In author, you can write it as Acharya Susruta. Acharya Susruta లేదా Professor Susruta. And in content, you can write it in content. In content. Selya Sikitsa. Selya, SALYA. Selya Sikitsa, CHI. Selya Sikitsa. Within the bracket, surgery. Selya Sikitsa means surgery. Comma, ENT. ENT related ailments. ENT related ailments. What is meant by ENT? Do you know ENT specialists? One of you can respond. What is meant by ENT? ENT, ear, nose and throat. ENT specialist అంటారు వినలేదురా? Ear, nose, throat. Okay, ENT related ailments. And you come to third one. Within the second column, third one. Ashtanga Hridaya. In second column, under name of the book. In second column, under name of the book, you have to write it as Ashtanga Hridaya. And name of the author. Name of the author. Acharya Vagbhatta. Vagbhatta. Vagbhattudu. Vagbhatta. Within the bracket, 400 AD. Within the brackets, 400 AD. Both Charaka and Sushrita belongs to 1000 BC. Both Charaka and Samhita belongs to 1000 BC. Whereas this third one, Acharya Vagbhatta, belongs to 400 AD. 400 AD. And you come to content. You come to content. The above two, and the above two and about matter and energy. Matter and energy. Matter and energy. So what did you have studied? You see, what did you have written? You can see here. No confuse. The first one, type of publication. In type of publication lo మీరు మొదట ఏం రాశారు? టైప్ ఆఫ్ పబ్లికేషన్ లో బర్త్ టై. ఈ బృహత్ టాయ్లో మూడు వస్తాయి. ఏమిటిది? చరక సంహిత, సుశ్రుత సంహిత, అష్టాంగ హృదయ. యూ కెన్ సీ హూ ఇస్ ద author of Charaka Samhita? Charaka. Who is the author of Susruta Samhita? Susruta. Who is the author for Ashtanga Hridaya? Acharya Vagbhatta. Understand? In content, you can see the first one. What is the first one in content? Charaka Samhita. Charaka Samhita, in which was written by Charaka. You can see the systematic treatment. What is meant by systemic treatment? Systemic treatment means the disease which are causes internally, internal diseases. So the internal diseases are known as systemic diseases. Also the drugs which are taken for orally are known as systemic medicine. If you take ointment or if you take some powders, some layers, these are all external applications. Or if you take some rasa, tablets or syrups or injections, will take into our body, inside to body. These are known as systemic drugs. Systemic means inside. Systemic means inside. So the drugs which are used inside are known as systemic drugs. The diseases which are caused internally are known as systemic diseases. So the Charaka Samhiti explains about, or Charaka Samhiti describes about internal diseases, and Kaya Sikitsa or body or body treatment. Kaya Sikitsa means these are external treatment. కాయము అనగా, వాట్ ఈజ్ మెంట్ బై కాయము? కాయము అనగా బాడీ లేదా శరీరము అని అర్థం. సో దిస్ ఈస్ బాడీ ట్రీట్మెంట్ ఆర్ కాయ చికిత్స. అండ్ యూ కమ్ టు సెకండ్ వన్, సుశ్రుత సంహితి. సుశ్రుత, he explains, or Sushruta Samhita explains, or what is the content in Sushruta Samhita is Shalya Chikitsa. Shalya Chikitsa in Ayurveda is all related to surgery. As I told you, you have to write it in brackets as surgery. Shalya Sikitsa means surgery, surgical or operations, and ENT, ear, nose, throat, all related. So these are embedded in Sushruta Samhita. And you can, third one, you can see Ashtanga Hridaya. Who wrote this Ashtanga Hridaya? Who is the author for Ashtanga Hridaya? Acharya Vagbhatta. He belongs to 400 AD. He is the recent. So on 400 AD, his book reveals that both of the contents of Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. Charaka Samhita mainly about the medicine. Sushri Sangita is mainly about surgery. So this Vagbhatta, this Ashtanga Hridaya, which was written by Vagbhatta, has both of the contents. That means both medicine and surgery. Both medicine and surgery. In addition to above both two, it added about the knowledge of matter and energy. Matter and energy knowledge is also added. So this Vagbhatta Grantha Ashtanga Hridaya, you can see in Ashtanga Hridaya there are three contents. The one about medicine, and the second one about surgery, and the third one is matter and energy. Matter and energy. So these three comes under Brahat Trayi. Brahat Trayi. Understand? Brahat Trayi. Brahat means mega. These are the big granthas or big books, vast knowledge. Now you come to first column. So you have written in first column as Brahat Trayi. Again in Brahat Trayi, second, third, and fourth columns. These three will comes. Now you come to again first column. That is Laghutrayi. Laghutrayi. So in Laghutrayi means little. Laghu means small. Laghu means small. So these are small books. In Laghutrayi, you go for second column. What are they in Laghutrayi? In Laghutrayi, what are there? What are the three books in Laghutrayi? The first one is Madhava Nidhan. You can write it as Madhava Nidhan. Madhava Nidhan. And in the third column, that means author of the Madhava Nidhan is Acharya Madhavkar. Acharya Madhavkar. Acharya Madhavkar. He belongs to within the brackets 800 AD. Within the brackets, you have to write it as 800 AD. 800 AD. The second one, the last column. What is the content? What is there? What is there in Madhavanidhan, which was written by Acharya Madhavakar? Madhavanidhanలో ఏమున్నదని చూద్దాం. So this is the compendium. You can write it as this is the compendium. COMPANDIUM. This is the compendium. This is the compendium which contains all the symptoms and diseases which were described in traditional books, which were described in traditional books. Again I will repeat it. You can see it is the compendium which contains all symptoms and diseases which were which were described in traditional books. Traditional books. So this is the Acharya Madhavan Negan. And the second one, where you write directly you come to second column. In second column, you write it as Sarangadhar. 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 And author of this Sarangadhar is Acharya Sarangadhar. That is in third column. Acharya Sarangadhar. And content. What content consists of this content? What are there in Sarangadhar, which was written by Professor Sarangadhar? The content is in fourth column, you have to write new investigations, new investigations, and new appendix. New appendix. Appendix means what were came newly and added. New editions. New editions are known as appendix. New appendix. And you come to second column directly under Laghutrayi. Laghutrayi. Bhava Prakashika. Bhava Prakashika. Bhava Prakashika. The author of Bhava Prakashika Acharya Bhala. Acharya Bhala. So these are very confusing. Acharya Bhala. In brackets 1400 AD. 1400 AD. This is the recent one. 1400 AD. Means 1000 years ago. Content. What is there in the content? In Bhava Prakashika, which was written by Acharya Bhala, is all new practices which are followed by present system of medicine, which are followed by present system of medicine. That's all. So did you confused in this table? Anybody? Again, I want to explain it. In first column, you have to write it as Bruhat Trayi. In Bruhat Trayi, you can see 3 Granthas. Next, you can see Laghutrayi. How many are there in Laghutrayi again? Laghutrayi again, how many? One of you can respond. How many Granthas are there in Laghutrayi? 3. What do you mean here? What did you have understood from this table? There are, you can see the succession of 4 columns. The first column indicates about Brahatrayi and Laghutrayi. Did you understand? That's all. Again, you can see in second column 1, 2, 3. What is 1, 2, 3? Charaka Samhita 1, Sushruta Samhita 2, Ashtanga Hridaya 3. You can assign those numbers. Now itself you can assign those numbers. And you come to in Laghutrayi again 3 granthas. What are there? First one, Madhava Nithan. You give first number. And the second one is Sarangadhar Samhiti. Sarangadhar Samhiti. You can give second for this. What is third one? What is third one? Bhava Prakashika is the third one. Did you understand? Means Trayi means what is meant by Trayi? Trayi means how many? A cluster of three. Three is mean Trayi. So in Brohat Trayi means big trees. Laghu Trayi means small trees. There are big trees. What are these big three volumes, big three granthas? Brohat Trayis. There are three Brohat Trayis. పెద్ద గ్రంథాలు 3, చిన్న గ్రంథాలు 3. ఆ పెద్ద గ్రంథాలు మూడింటిని కూడా ఏమన్నారు? బృహత్త్రయి అన్నారు. చిన్న గ్రంథాలు మూడింటిని కలిపి లఘుత్రయి అన్నారు. పెద్ద బృహత్రయిలో 3 గ్రంథాల పేర్లు ఏమిటి? చరక సంహిత, సుశ్రుత సంహిత, అష్టాంగ హృదయము. అష్టాంగ హృదయ ఉండదు. అష్టాంగ హృదయ. అండర్స్టాండ్? And you come to Laghutrayi, small volumes. The first one is Madhava Nidhan. Second one is Sarangadhar Samhiti, and the third one is Bhava Prakashika. These are the three volumes of Laghutrayi. Those are the three volumes for Brohattrayi. So, who are the authors for both 6 volumes, 6 granthas, and what are there in those granthas? What are the contents in these granthas? We have learned. So, the entire knowledge of Ayurveda was embedded within these 6 granthas, or within these 2 trayis. Brahat trayis, Laghu trayis. Bohat trayis are 3 big volumes. Laghu trayis are 3 small volumes. Understand? So this is the history and meaning, history and origin of the Ayurveda. So we have to give spoon feeding, because you have to give this spoon feeding for this, because you will be forgetted. So I want to stop here today's lesson. Tomorrow we will go for aims of Ayurveda, branches of Ayurveda, principles of Ayurveda, diagnosis of Ayurveda, treatment of Ayurveda. So those will take 2 more classes. So the aims, branches and principles will take 1 class. Diagnosis and treatment will take another class. Within 2 more classes, the Ayurveda will be completed. You remember, you will keep in mind, these 3 chapters are very important. You have to attempt one of the system of medicine from this unit as 10 marks question, and also you have to attempt 1 or 2 5 marks questions, must. 1 or 5 marks questions you have to attend. One is must. In choice you can also attempt 2 questions, and you can leave another question from another unit. You can take 2 short notes from this unit also. You have to write. So that this unit 3 are very important. Others can also be joined. Otherwise, I don't beg you, or I don't pressure you. I will continue my lessons, and I will complete this paper by 15th August, because by 24th August your exams are scheduled. So you within 1 week or 10 days I will leave you to prepare as preparation holidays, so that don't miss. Other students can also informed by you. You have to call them by night or any time, and suggest them to join, because the very important topics are going there. You have to join. Please you inform your friends, and all these six students must join tomorrow by sharp 2 p.m. This is about today's class.